fish and fowl? Treat yourself and your kin to a choice cut of steak or a tender rack of ribs.
I do. They're tall, punctual, and have good posture. True, I'm not very punctual, and I'm actually an inch shorter than the average high elf. Wait, that came out wrong. Well, you know what I mean. Well, in some parts of Tamriel, war paint is seen as a tribal mark for warriors. In others, it can be a family crest, an artistic splash, or just too much makeup. Of course, excessive makeup is traditionally a sign you will service wealthy nobles for gold. And before you ask, my price is 100 septims and no kissing on the mouth. Okay, maybe once or twice, but no tongue. Oh, but I do. Males, females, beasts, goats, the list goes on and on. Although I confess I don't like billies. You're not a billy, are you? Well, if you are, I'd still do it, but it's going to cost extra. Oh, I'm serious about a lot of things. In fact, I'm absolutely dedicated to not taking life seriously. Well, for starters, traveling light makes it easy to flee. Not that I would advocate running from a fight. No, best to back away slowly until your friends intervene.
But there you have it. The finest cuts, fresh from the wilds.
That's always been my strategy for brawls. The problem is, I never have enough companions to make it worthwhile.
Wouldn't want you going into a fight on an empty stomach.
No, I can't compare to them. Unless by illusion you mean hiding a dagger in my sleeve. Not unless by alteration you mean covering my nose around beggars, or by destruction you mean what time does to love. I consider myself more of a blacksmith. Oblivion is my forge and conjuration my hammer. Somehow I knew this was coming. I'm right behind you. Well, I was going to go for something more subtle, like a wyvern mounting a cliff racer, but I thought that people might misinterpret the analogy. And besides, there wasn't enough room on my groin to begin with, so I decided to paint my face instead. A dash under the eyes helps with the glare.
Why don't you take
So
a
does
seat
a
with
hood.
me? It's so rare I get to share a drink.
Well,
with
in some parts of Tamriel, war paint is seen as a tribal mark for warriors. In others, it can be a family crest, an artistic splash, or just too much makeup. Of course, excessive makeup is traditionally a sign you will service wealthy nobles for gold. And before you ask, my price is 100 septims and no kissing on the mouth. Okay, maybe once or twice, but no tongue. Hey, I didn't study war paint application for 10 years at the Lathander School in Chaindal to be mocked by an amateur. Good day. At least that's what I'd say if I didn't think whiskers were a compliment. Which they are. Good. Skyrim could use more of it. Humor and sense. Well, for starters, traveling light makes it easy to flee. Not that I would advocate running from a fight. No, best to back away slowly until your friends intervene. That's where the knife ears come in handy. Or was it crocodile lips? Toad skin? I can never forget these infernal nicknames the humans give us. What I'm trying to say is that high elves are born with an affinity for magic. A head start, if you will, in the skill of hand-waggling. Ever seen an elf juggle 3 axes while conjuring a 4th? Tie a cherry stem into a knot with their tongue? Now that's magic. Now, if you mean spells and things, that I'm afraid requires more than being born with your ears pointed skyward. That requires, studying. I do. They're tall, punctual, and have good posture. Oh, I know, but I learned that discussing politics and religion is an exercise in futility. I'll just evade the question, thank you, and focus on more agreeable questions, like the weather, the temperature, and the local food. Just try and disagree with me on the weather. See? You can't. It helps that my parents were troubadours and we spent every day around performers of all walks of life. Jesters, actors, magicians, and bards, a wellspring of speechcraft that you couldn't help but drink from. It was the jester whom I gravitated to, a Nord man named Otero. Otero was always better with children than adults, probably because it's easier to make them laugh. You see, laughter was important to him. He said it was powerful enough to disarm any foe. The day I stopped wanting to be a jester, I was about 10 years old. Otero had taken me aside one afternoon to practice his new act. It was a great routine. In fact, I was laughing so loud I attracted an audience, a group of bandits. Well, I was terrified, but Otero rose up looking fat and half drunk and warned the bandits to leave or die. The bandits started roaring with laughter. When Otero made another threat, some were reduced to tears. They never saw the blade slide out of his sleeve. I never saw a fat man act so swift. And that's when I learned how disarming laughter really is.